in that first 10 years, there were two articles that came out from researchers that said the first article was the longer a woman, they compared women who took thyroid hormone versus women who didn't take thyroid hormone and the relationship to breast cancer. And what they found was that women who took thyroid hormone for over, I believe it was 10 years, had a 50% increased risk of breast cancer versus women who didn't take thyroid hormone. Now, I looked at that study and I thought that doesn't make sense to me. I thought hypothyroidism would predispose to breast cancer, which there are many studies that say that. Why does taking thyroid hormone, in this study, perhaps change that risk? So I saw that. I looked at the study. I'm pretty good at reading studies and I'm pretty good at evaluating them. I couldn't find a lot of flaws in it, and I couldn't reconcile it to myself. And I basically put the study aside. Then the same researchers a short while later came up with another study that said the longer you take thyroid hormone, longer women took thyroid hormone, the increased risk of breast cancer. So if they took thyroid hormone for 5 years, there was no difference in breast cancer of women who took thyroid hormone or didn't take thyroid hormone. Over 5 years, the risk of breast cancer increased 50%. Now, here's a second study showing similar to the first study. Just the longer you took thyroid hormone. I'm like, what the heck is that? And I couldn't answer it. Then I meet Dr. Abraham. Then everything settles down with me, and the studies were bothering me. And once I learned that the breasts were the second major source of iodine, the ovaries the second or third. Breast and ovaries are right together with one another. Thyroid, the highest concentration of iodine in the breasts, the ovaries number two and number three, depending on which studies you read in order. And iodine's main job in these glandular tissues is to maintain the normal architecture. So if we have enough iodine in the glandular tissue, the thyroid, ovaries, uterus, breast, prostate, and pancreas, we should have a normal architecture, which I'll signify here.